Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, so again, okay, okay, okay. Good evening, everybody. Greetings from London. So we're here for the next half an hour to talk about a little bit this fantastic program that is going ahead next summer in July, which is for little decisions, machine learning in finance. So which is really representing our skills here at the Imperial College Business School, in particular here in the finance department. I'll tell you a bit about myself. So I am Paolo, and I am one of the two co-directors of this program. The other one is Arnaud de Severny, who could not connect with us today. He's in Paris. Anyway, so I'm a faculty here at the finance department. My specialty is, well, as you see from my title, financial econometrics, which means many things. But including, in fact, if you want, machine learning and how machine learning is implemented in many in finance, in many financial decisions, in particular in asset pricing. So machine learning. Okay, so why machine learning? Well, obviously, machine learning is one of the hot words these days for many different reasons and from across possibly many fields. Let me tell you, I'm coming from a sort of very, statistical perspective. And machine learning is like an umbrella, exactly, right? It's not a unique, really, it's very self-contained subject, but it's an umbrella which basically englobes, if you want, on one hand, statistics, something like non-parametric statistics, englobes artificial intelligence, englobes computing, and of course englobes data analysis. So it's all about that. And if you want, like the reason why machine learning, sort of came out so prominently these days is because on one hand we have the availability of lots of huge data sets, okay, huge cross-section, huge time series, high frequency data, and in finance this is particularly true, okay. At the same time, we have like superb computing capabilities, like the power of our computers is unimaginable. So our laptop, the laptop I'm talking from you with you guys right now, is like probably 1,000 times more powerful than the computer I used to use 10 years ago. So the combination of this meant that machine learning is becoming like such a prominent notion globally, and in particular, like in finance. Now, in finance, what happened? We had the financial crisis, of course, back in 2007 and 8, and that changed completely the landscape. Okay, what this meant, it meant basically that think about asset management, like there were like sort of two different souls. On one hand was the traditional active asset management based on sentiment and if you want like discretional decisions, and then there was the sort of at the time little sort of passive asset management, which was simply more or less trying to follow a benchmark. But what happened because of this revolution of the crisis, there was a complete turmoil in the industry. So that on one hand, there's been enormous pressure on transaction fees, so on management fees and on performance fees, which means that of course like financial institution had to be really super efficient, and how to do that in an environment where you're facing so much competition and you need so much information. And of course, the answer is, well, on one hand, you go like so if you want on passive management, if you want the vanguard role, which compress the fees, setting the standard. And on the other hand, it meant that to be really on active asset management, you really have to be very creative and very skilled. And that's where we sort of meet, right? And so in this very moment, like in these years, in this actual moment, we face like a lot of different sort of challenges and opportunities. So on one hand, we have the challenges of risks, big risk, climate change risk, and weather risk, and so forth. At the same time, coming from the big financial crisis, regulators are super careful and super diligent in making sure that institutions sort of stick to the rules. And then we have issues with cybersecurity and so forth. So all this and all these meant a lot of big challenges for financial institutions, and of course, this translated in a lot of sort of big challenges for asset management and risk management in particular. Okay, so what this means, for in terms of the finance, it means even at the level of sort of super top management, there was a lot of emphasis and push of analytics, because in this way you could deliver the efficiency that was asked for in order to be in the market. Okay. And as I said, there was this benchmark, ever increasing. I mean, think about Vanguard and other players, with the ETAs and so forth, where basically they set the rule and they say look, you cannot have an environment with huge management fees, right? Not as good as it used to be before. And so how basically to make a big alpha, big return in this environment? Well, you need to be skillful, and at the same time, we have this huge variety of data. When I say data, I mean not only quantitative data, but also qualitative data. And I'll talk a little bit more about this later on. So and that's exactly what we're experiencing right now. And that's exactly what the emphasis of the program is. Anyway, so that's us. So as I said, the program is going to be next summer, in the next 3 days, from the 23rd to the 5th of July. Me and Arnaud are the co-directors, so I'm more the academic soul of the program. Arnaud is the more sort of practical sort of the program, even though he's an adjunct professor for us. He has amazing experience in the industry. Lastly, in Deutsche Bank. So, who should attend this program? Well, this program is designed really for rather senior executive working, in the finance industry in different areas, and it would be very, very beneficial for different players, from portfolio manager, decision makers, asset managers, risk managers, wealth management, pension fund, insurance, and so forth. So wherever there is, the discretionary aspect of making an important decision on risk, on asset allocation, and which you want to do in a sort of a very prominent and intelligent way, that's where there is space for us, and the benefits are substantial. So coming to this program, you will certainly gain a good solid foundation in machine learning, artificial intelligence, and big data. And with us, we'll tell you a little bit about how the related techniques, which are ready for use, and of course they will sort of pave the way for you to go deeper and deeper into this world. And this is super important because we know we live in a sort of very, very constrained, low fees environment with a lot of uncertainty, right? And people never forget the financial crisis and never forget that the risk is always there. And so in this program, we try really to sort of ride the frontier to show you which are the most innovative know-how elements in both asset management. And for your organization, of course, this means that they will gain through you a lot of big competitive advantages. They will be able to know, for example, first of all, what is the required sort of IT structure that is necessary to implement these strategies and these methodologies. And at the same time, once they position in this environment, they will be able to attract, and so to build a group of people active in this ever important sector, if you want. So why that program is unique? Well, because we are Imperial College Business School, and we are at the heart of Imperial College, which is the hub of science and technology in England, and therefore in Europe, and if not globally. And of course, we sort of we're able to communicate this sort of hardcore scientific sort of notions, but in a very, very practical manner through our Imperial Lab structure. Okay, so we really sort of join the two sort of world, one world, the world of the practical and needs to tackle relevant problems. At the same time, we have rigor that characterizes Imperial College historically. And so that's what that's why I think our program is unique, because we are really sitting comfortably in the crossway, if you want, between those two environments. So a little bit, just a few minutes, and then we open up questions. Well, these are 3-day programs, as I said, and the first 2 days are more like sort of providing notions and skills. We start with day one with talking about investors and the issue of rationality and rationality investors, and how can we model emotions and with qualitative data. Then we talk about investments, so we talk more about really how to use machine learning, at the very heart. Day two is more tailored towards risk management, which of course is the other side of the coin of in asset management when we want to take like financial decisions, and we always have to sort of calibrate the risk return profile. And then in the afternoon we talk a bit about more the IT sort of setup and how can we sort of implement what you need to do to master these techniques. Day three is great because we have the chance to enjoy like some time in the data observatory, which we have here in Imperial College, so we can really see how in practice some of these techniques are implemented and what is the outcome and how can we sort of in terms of fantastic visualization tools, how can we really quantify and appreciate the content. And finally will be a panel discussion where we really sort of team up a panel of experts on artificial intelligence and machine learning finance from several institutions, and we sort of conclude our program. Okay, so I think that's really in synthesis what really we can do, and so I think now we can open up the floor for questions. Okay, here some details are in the slides for applying. Okay, so. So then we'll get question here. Okay. Okay, so we had the first question from Rachel. So what should small companies be doing to get ready and take advantage of machine learning technology as well? I think is the good thing of machine learning is that it's scalable in a way. And so I think it really takes some effort to get into it, but I think like through this type of program, you'll see exactly what it takes. And typically in the team, when all this started, even in big institutions, our team made by very limited number of people. So what I want to say is that because of this, and because it's using to start with technology computers which are widely available and software which is widely available, then the startup cost is not immense, and this explains the importance of why this would be really relevant for a widespread number of users. So we have another question from Rui here. So how can artificial intelligence can be deployed here in a really big bang? Again, it's I think there is no a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So sooner or later, this will take over, and so any financial institution, big or small, must take advantage. And of course, for the small institution, there is a challenge of resources. For the big institution, ironically, it's not more the resources; it's the fact that they already have a big structure of desks and groups. But I think it has to be done, and can be done gradually. I think every desk can sort of start with one or two components, pioneering, if you want, some of the techniques, and this will allow to appreciate the content. Okay, so Giovanni, I guess maybe from Italy, so he's asking us whether we're talking about. Oh, like this, okay. About forecast techniques. No, well, yeah, absolutely, Giovanni. Yeah. Of course, we have to combine notions, so something with applications, and there will be plenty of application. I would say that the keyword in application, forecast is an example, because of course, machine learning is designed for forecasting. So is the prime sort of needs if you think about all the sort of technical people is robustness. So robustness is the keyword that I want to emphasize, and all the things we're talking about are all techniques that we draw from statistics, econometrics, that allow us to do robust inference on this topic. So, okay, so next question from Monsen. Is it possible that investment advisor to replace with machines and algorithms? I don't think so. I mean, I think the beauty of this, the importance is that machine learning is a technique that must be mastered by the human mind, right? It's not like an automatic system. We still need the judgment to make calls and to take positions. It's just a way, if you want. It just allows, if you want, like a decision maker to make the most informed decision based on all the available data. Because there is such a richness of data here, and we need to sort of really be able to use it at its best. So I'm pretty sure that it's very futuristic, the idea that just algorithm will take over. I mean, it will take over only the more like simpler part, the part that doesn't require the human sort of choice, but it will be obviously a compromise. So, but we need to know. I think the important point is we need to know what to do and how to do it, and we need to be fast. Okay, so next question from Pavan. So actually, great question, I have to say. Thank you so much. So what are the challenges in applying machine learning to finance, perhaps high dimensionality? Could you please just or list a few of them? Well, the challenges really are, well, dimensionality is a challenge, but it is exactly the reason why we are this technique has been developed. Remember, machine learning, as I said, is a combination of computing, statistics, and data analysis. So it is designed precisely to tackle things like the curse of dimensionality. And so I think that the challenges really are more on how to, I would say, really how to be able to combine different type of data. So, for example, qualitative and quantitative data on one hand, and of course, if you think in this sphere, there would be an enormous amount of possibilities. So we need algorithm really to capture the most salient features of the data. And well, I mean, I think that's the most important. And then, as I said, the other issue is robustness. How to make inference on models which are going to be robust over time. Okay, and that's exactly another feature that is delivered by machine learning. So Rachel again, so she's asking to tell us people they can type question to you by using the what is this? Go to the web. Oh yes. Okay. Yes. Stefano. Okay. So is why Google, Amazon are not say hedge funds? Well, there are. Well, I mean, first of all, they are very, very, profitable, profitable companies in their business. It's not that like hedge fund is the only way to make money. But having said that, I think about energy, for example. Like if you think about like energy companies, Eni, like for Italy, and BP, and so forth. They all have now huge, super powerful trading desks. So it's not obvious. It's completely sort of silly to think that they might go in this direction. But of course, it's just that they're diversifying, their sort of choices in a different way. But at the same time, they have serious big problems of big data and decision taking. And so you can see why the best minds in this sector they just go there. So right. So I think we are so. Pavan. So could you please elaborate more on the qualitative data? What exactly you mean here? How is the measure quantifiable? What I mean is that when it's qualitative data, I mean like one of the salient feature of that really sort of start this program is we want to be able to capture or explain what seems to be irrationality from behavior of financial agents. And in that sense, so I want to use the word qualitative in that respect. So the point is that how to quantify this, how to translate this into a quantitative decisions. This is the difficulty that could be addressed through in some way by some techniques in machine learning. And Giovanni, yes, here he is again. So is the course open also to graduate? Yes, I think it's open. But maybe you can. Okay, 5 to 7 years. So yeah, no, actually we do need some experience. But for example, so yeah, a minimum few years experience. But I think, of course, we'll look at the application case by case, and then we'll make a call, because there could be no exception and based on the past experience. Okay, so I think that's it. Yeah. Right. Okay. So I want to thank you so much, everybody. I hope to see you here in July, and please send out, and any other question, just use the usual email and oh yeah, Julie. Yeah, of course. Julie Conning is our contact. So please contact her, and through her you can also welcome to contact me directly or no, and we'll give you all the relevant information. Thank you very much.